Exodus 8. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go into Pharaoh and tell him, this is what the Lord says: Let my people go, so that they may worship me. But if you refuse to let them go, then I will plague all your territory with frogs. Then I will swarm with frogs. Then the frogs, they will come up and go into your palaces, into your bedroom, and on your bed, into the house of your officials and your people, and into your ovens and kneading bowls. The frogs will come up on you, your people, and all our officials." The Lord then said to Moses, "Tell Aaron, stretch out your hand with your staff over the river canal and ponds, and cause the frogs to come up onto the land of Egypt." When Aaron stretched out his hand over the water of Egypt, the frogs came up and covered the land of Egypt. But the magicians did the same thing by their occult practices and brought frogs up onto the land of Egypt. Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron and said, "Appeal to the Lord to remove the frogs from me and my people. Then I will let the people go, and they can sacrifice to the Lord." Moses said to Pharaoh, "You may have the honor of choosing. When should I appeal on behalf of you, your officials, and your people, that the frogs be taken away from you and your houses, and remain only in the Nile?" "Tomorrow," he answered. Moses replied, "As you have said, so that you may know there is no one like the Lord our God. The frogs will go away from you, your houses, your officials, and all your people. The frogs will remain only in the Nile." After Moses and Aaron went out from Pharaoh, Moses cried out to the Lord for help concerning the frogs that he had brought against Pharaoh. The Lord did as Moses had said. The frogs in the house, courtyards, and fields died. They piled them in countless heaps, and there was a terrible odor in the land. But when Pharaoh saw there was relief, and he hardened his heart and would not listen to them, as the Lord had said. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Tell Aaron, stretch out your staff and strike the dust of the land, and it will become gnats throughout the land of Egypt." And they did this. Aaron stretched out his hand with his staff, and he struck the dust of the land. Gnats were on people and animals. All the dust of the land became gnats through the land of Egypt. The magician tried to produce gnats using their occult practices, but they could not. The gnats remained on people and animals. This is a finger of God," the magician said to Pharaoh. But Pharaoh's heart was hard, and he would not listen to them, as the Lord had said. The Lord said to Moses, Get up early in the morning and present yourself to Pharaoh. When you see him going out to the water, tell him, 'This is what the Lord says. Let my people go, so that they may worship me. But if you will not let my people go, then I will send swarms of flies against you, your officials, your people, and your houses. And then Egyptians' houses will swarm with flies, and so will the land where they live. But on that day, I will give special treatment to the land of Goshen, where my people are living. No flies will be there. This way you will know that I, the Lord, am in the land. I will make a distinction between my people and your people. This sign will take place tomorrow. And the Lord did this. A thick swarm of flies went into Pharaoh's palace and his officials' houses throughout Egypt. The land was ruined because of the swarm of flies. Then Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron and said, "Go sacrifice to your God within the country." But Moses said, "It would not be right to do that, because what will we sacrifice to the Lord our God is detestable to the Egyptians. If we sacrifice what the Egyptians detest in front of them, won't they stone us? We must go a distance of 3 days into the wilderness and sacrifice to the Lord our God, as he instructs us." Pharaoh responded, "I will let you go and sacrifice to the Lord your God in the wilderness, but don't go very far. Make an appeal for me." As soon as I leave you, Moses said, I will appeal to the Lord, and tomorrow the swarms of flies will depart from Pharaoh, his officials, and his people. But Pharaoh must not act deceptively again by refusing to let the people go and sacrifice to the Lord. Then Moses left Pharaoh's presence and appealed to the Lord. The Lord did as Moses had said. He removed the swarm of flies from Pharaoh, his officials, and his people. Not one was left. But Pharaoh hardened his heart this time also, and he did not let the people go. Exodus 9. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go into Pharaoh and say to him, 'This is what the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, says. Let my people go, so that they may worship me.' But if you refuse to let them go and keep holding them, then the Lord's hand will bring a severe plague against your livestock in the field, the horses, donkeys, camels, herds, and flocks. But the Lord will make a distinction between the livestock of Israel and the livestock of Egypt, so that nothing of all that the Israelites own will die." And the Lord set a time, saying, "Tomorrow the Lord will do this thing in the land." The Lord did this, and then the next day all the Egyptians' livestock died, but none among Israelites' livestock died. Pharaoh sent messengers who saw that not a single one of the Israelites' livestock was dead. But Pharaoh's heart was hard, and he did not let the people go. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Take handfuls of furnace wood, and Moses is to throw it towards heaven in the sight of Pharaoh. It will become fine dust over the entire land of Egypt. It will become festering boils on people and animals throughout the land of Egypt." So they took furnace wood and stood before Pharaoh. Moses threw it towards heaven, and it became festing boils on people and animals. The magicians could not stand before Moses because of the boils, for the boils were on the magicians as well as on all Egyptians. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he did not listen to them, as the Lord had told Moses. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Get up early in the morning and present yourself to Pharaoh. Tell him, 'This is what the Lord, the God of Hebrews, says. Let my people go, so that they may worship me, for this time I am about to send all my plagues against you. Your officials and your people then will know there is no one like me on the whole earth. By now I could have stretched out my hand and struck you and your people with a plague, and you would have been obliterated from the earth. However, I have let you live for this purpose, to show you my power, to make my name known on the whole earth. You are still acting courageously against my people by not letting them go. Tomorrow at this time I will rain down the worst hail that has ever occurred in Egypt, from the day it was founded until now. Therefore give orders to bring your livestock and all that you have in the field into shelters. Every person and animal that is in the field not brought inside will die when the hail falls on them. Those among Pharaoh's officials who feared the word of the Lord made their servants and livestock flee to shelter. But those who didn't take to heart the Lord's word left their servants and livestock in the field. Then the Lord said to Moses, Stretch out your hand towards heaven, and let there be hail throughout the land of Egypt, on people and animals and every plant of the field in the land of Egypt. So Moses stretched out his staff towards heaven, and the Lord sent thunder and hail. Lightning struck the land, and the Lord rained hail on the land of Egypt. The hail with lightning flashing through it was so severe that nothing like it had occurred in the land of Egypt since it had become a nation. Throughout the land of Egypt, the hail struck down everything in the field, both people and animals. The hail beat down every plant of the field and shattered every tree in the field. The only place it didn't hail was in the land of Goshen, where Israelites were. Pharaoh sent for Moses and Aaron. I have sinned This time he said to them, "The Lord is the righteous one, and I and my people are the guilty ones. Make an appeal to the Lord. There has been enough of God's thunder and hail. I'll let you go. You don't need to stay any longer." Moses said to him, "When I have left the city, I will spread out my hand to the Lord. The thunder will cease, and there will be no more hail, so that you may know the earth belongs to the Lord." The flax and the barley were destroyed because the barley was ripe and the flax was budding. But the wheat and the spelt were not destroyed, since they are later crops. Moses left Pharaoh in the city and spread out his hand to the Lord. Then the thunder and hail ceased. The rain no longer poured down on the land. When Pharaoh saw that the rain, hail, and thunder had ceased, he sinned again and hardened his heart, he and his officials. So Pharaoh's heart was hard, and he did not let the Israelites go, as the Lord had said through Moses.
Exodus chapter 10. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go to Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the hearts of his officials, so that I may do these miraculous signs of mine among them, and so that you may tell your son and grandson how severely I dealt with the Egyptians and perform miraculous signs among them. And you will know that I am the Lord." So Moses and Aaron went in to Pharaoh and told him, "This is what the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, says. How long will you refuse to humble yourself before me? Let my people go, that they may worship me. But if you refuse to let my people go, then tomorrow I will bring locusts into your territory. They will cover the surface of the land so that no one will be able to see the land. They will eat the remainder left to you that escaped the hail. They will eat every tree you have growing in the fields. They will fill your houses, all of your officials' houses, and the houses of all the Egyptians, something your fathers and grandfathers never saw since the time they occupied the land until today." Then he turned and left Pharaoh's presence. Pharaoh's officials asked him, "How long must this man be a snare to us? Let the man go, so that they may worship the Lord, their God. Don't you realize yet that Egypt is devastated?" So Moses and Aaron were brought back to Pharaoh. "Go worship the Lord your God," Pharaoh said. "But exactly who will be going?" Moses replied, "We will go with our young and with our old. We will go with our sons and with our daughters, with our flocks and with our herds, because we must hold the Lord's festival." He said to them, "The Lord would have to be with you if I would ever let you and your family go. Look out, you're heading for trouble. No, just go a blind-bodied man. Worship the Lord, since that's what you want." And they were driven from Pharaoh's presence. The Lord said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand over the land of Egypt, and the locusts will come up over it and eat every plant in the land, everything that the hail left." So Moses stretched out his staff over the land of Egypt, and the Lord sent an east wind over the land all the day and through the night. By morning the east wind had brought in locusts. The locusts went up over the entire land of Egypt and settled on the whole territory of Egypt. Never before had there been such a large number of locusts, and there never will be again. They covered the surface of the whole land, so that the land was black, and they consumed all the plants on the ground and all the fruit on the trees that the hail had left. Nothing green was left on the trees or the plants in the field throughout the land of Egypt. Pharaoh urgently sent for Moses and Aaron and said, "I have sinned against the Lord your God and against you. Please forgive my sin. Once more and make an appeal to the Lord your God, so that he will just take this death away from me." Moses left Pharaoh's presence and appealed to the Lord. And the Lord changed the wind to a strong west wind, and it carried off the locusts and blew them into the Red Sea. Not a single locust was left in all the territory of Egypt. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he did not let the Israelites go. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand towards heaven, and there will be darkness over the land of Egypt, a darkness that can be felt." So Moses stretched out his hand toward heaven, and there was thick darkness throughout the land of Egypt for 3 days. One person could not see another, and for 3 days they did not move from where they were. Yet all Israelites had light where they lived. Pharaoh summoned Moses and said, "Go worship the Lord. Even your families may go with you, only your flocks and herds must stay behind." Moses responded, "You must also let us have sacrifices and burnt offerings to prepare for the Lord our God. Even our livestock must go with us. Not a hoot will be left behind, because we will take some of them to worship the Lord our God. We will not know what we will use to worship the Lord until we get there." But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he was unwilling to let them go. Pharaoh said to him, "Leave me. Make sure you never see my face again. For on the day you see my face, you will die." "As you have said," Moses replied, "I will never see your face again."